I'm afraid my paper is a bit off topic. It's not about war or surgery. I suppose it's about medicine in the sense that medicine addresses not the body but the mind and the question of mental illness. And it certainly is about image operations. It is part of a research project that has a very personal foundation. It was conceived originally as a supplement to my son, Gabriel Mitchell, and his research as a filmmaker. Gabriel struggled with the terrible disease of schizophrenia for 20 years and overcame it in many ways, writing screenplays and producing a film which is available on the internet. It's called Crazy Talk. But at the end of his 20-year struggle, I'm afraid schizophrenia won the battle. So this is partly in tribute to his work, which I had participated in before his death in 2012. And his film Crazy Talk ends with a montage composed of these two images, which will be the ruling images in my own talk. One is what he called the grid. The other is the vortex. And you might take them as something like structural spaces, spaces in which image operations take place. On the one hand, the operation of organizing, archiving, arranging, structuring our knowledge of images, and of course, therefore, our knowledge of the world, which comes to us through images. It's a figure of rationality, method, and order. The other is the vortex, the symbol of transformation, of dissolution, destruction, and sometimes vertigo itself. Both of these structures, I think, structure the space that I'm going to be concerned with, the space in which image operations occur. And this would, I think, apply as much to situation rooms, to control rooms for drone attacks, as to the study of the art historian. So I'm going to begin with the grid of the art historian, which used to be a light table, remember, when we had 35mm slides, but now is this so much more flexible and dynamic thing, the PowerPoint or Keynote, depending on what operating system you use. This is probably the most fundamental image operation in the discipline of art history, but it is the one that we never show to an audience. It's the array of images on the light table assembled prior to an academic lecture. The array is merely a working arrangement. It doesn't rise to the level of the artistic collage, which invites us to contemplate an array of images as a compositional whole. In its sequential arrangement, it may suggest a relation to cinematic montage, and if I had automated these images, no, why are you doing that?
Because there was the mistake on the... no, that's fine?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Let's... I think this is an important moment. It's... yes, it was very definitely a picture of a mistake because as I've just been explaining, that you should not be seeing this. But this was a screen capture of this slide lecture taken several weeks ago. It no longer is appropriate. All the slides have been rearranged. I don't know if you can recognize or read any of them, but I hope you get the point. This is something that should not be shown to you. It should be backstage, behind the scenes. But that's why I want to put it out in front. So let me quickly then move to a couple of notable exceptions to the rule of concealment that would make this a mistake. The most famous, of course, is that of Aby Warburg. His Mnemosyne project from the 1920s, what he called a builder atlas that he assembled in Hamburg during the last few years of his life. I'm not going to try to explain Aby Warburg to you today, but to, at least in part, evoke his spirit in relation to our whole topic, because I think he was a great pioneer of the idea of image operations. These are not original works of art. This is a study tableau, one in which images were shifted around. There are no original works. It's not to be taken as a work of art, but as a set of operations on images to try to help us produce an atlas of the world of images, the entire world. Each of those individual tableaus has its own logic.